Northeast of Mountain Home, Idaho, the road leaves the open Snake River Plain and climbs toward a landscape of volcanic ridges, pine-covered slopes, and deep river canyons. Then Anderson Ranch Reservoir appears, an enormous ribbon of water held in place by a dam that was once the tallest structure of its kind. It is an outstanding place to camp, fish, boat, explore, and film, but the adventure becomes far more meaningful when you understand what happened here. Long before the dam, the South Fork of the Boise River flowed freely through this canyon. Ranches, roads, small settlements, and working landscapes occupied portions of the valley. The communities of Pine and Featherville developed farther upstream around mining, timber, ranching, and travel through the mountains. When the reservoir filled, lower portions of the valley and the original town site of Pine were inundated, forcing buildings and activity to higher ground. The water visitors see today covers a former river corridor and pieces of an earlier Idaho landscape. Anderson Ranch was built as part of the federal Boise Project. Southern Idaho agriculture depended on storing mountain snowmelt and releasing it when farmers needed irrigation water. The dam was also intended to reduce flood damage, control sediment moving toward downstream reservoirs, and generate hydroelectric power. It stands on the South Fork of the Boise River, upstream from Arrow Rock Dam, as one major component in a coordinated water storage system serving the Boise Valley. Construction began in 1941. Engineers were attempting something unprecedented, a 456-foot-high earth and rock embankment dam. When completed in 1950, Anderson Ranch was the highest earthfill dam in the world. An embankment dam is not simply a pile of dirt. Carefully selected material is placed and compacted in engineered zones. A dense, impervious core limits water movement. Stronger outer zones provide stability. Rock protects exposed surfaces. And a cement grout curtain helps control seepage through the foundation. Almost immediately, World War II disrupted the project. Men left for military service, construction materials became difficult to obtain, and the War Production Board stopped work late 1942. Construction resumed in October of 1943 under the War Food Program because additional irrigation water could increase agricultural production. The labor shortage also connected Anderson Ranch to one of the most troubling chapters in American history. Japanese Americans incarcerated at the Minidoka Relocation Center were recruited for work associated with the project. The dam, therefore, represents both a major engineering achievement and contradictions of wartime United States. The canyon did not make the work easy. Engineers encountered complicated geology and repeated rock slides. In early 1942, a slide sent about 20,000 cubic yards of rock into an area of an intake tunnel. Another slide actually helped the builders by exposing and supplying useful embankment material closer to the construction site. Funding shortages interrupted the project again in early 1948. Work resumed that spring, and contractors completed the crest, riprap, spillway, outlets, and powerhouse. The dam was essentially completed in 1950, and the two generating units were fully installed and tested in 1951. The original powerhouse capacity was 27,000 kilowatts. Upgrades completed in 1986 increased the combined capacity to 40,000 kilowatts. Today, Anderson Ranch Reservoir is a classic Idaho recreation destination. The long shoreline creates opportunities for powerboats, kayaks, paddlecraft, water skiing, and personal watercraft. Anglers target kokanee and smallmouth bass in the reservoir, while trout fishing draws people to the South Fork below the dam. The surrounding road system also opens routes for scenic drives, hiking, hunting access, and off-highway vehicle exploration. Anderson Ranch is not merely a lake in the mountains. It is stored snowmelt, electrical power, irrigation water, flood protection, a transformed river, and a record-setting construction project shaped by war and human hardship. It is also a place where families explore and follow mountain roads into Idaho's backcountry. The next time you stand above this reservoir, look beyond the water. An entire chapter of Idaho history lies beneath it, and the adventures continue along every mile of shoreline.